gets back home tonight, and the clock just starts right over, and the walls come closing in, and the bathroom dips and then twirls, and your eyes get sunken in so deeply you can't recognize the face you see so easily. No one gets back home tonight.
Samara is back making tea. Wonderful. Excellent.
It's
Maddie is back drinking water.
Tea time.
Yeah. It was pee time, and now it's tea time.
Bam. Boom.
And I decided to try
bam,
to
I meant
change the
boom.
scenery. But unfortunately, my backdrop isn't working with me, so sorry y'all, you can't see mountains today.
What kind of tea are you making?
I'm making it's called Oregon Mint. It's from Lot 35, I want to say. I'll bring it when I go get my tea. But
cool.
It's supposed to be really good, so I'll give it a try.
We endorse teas on this show.
Yeah.
I quit coffee a long time ago, so I'm definitely I'm a chai drinker. I just recently started getting back into having shots of espresso in my chai, and let me tell you, it has been a wild ride.
I one of the daytime gigs is I'm a barista on top of being a bartender.
Yes.
And because why not? Just do all the exhausting customer service jobs all the time. They let you take time off the tour. That's how it sort of works. But the pros and cons of that are like, I already have a really high caffeine tolerance because of the ADHD and the
exactly.
The sketchy past with stimulants, and then it's like, oh, what if I have unlimited access to lattes? Like,
hey, it doesn't suck.
No,
Yeah,
sometimes you got to do it just to get through the shift.
Oh my god, right? For me,
unlimited access to
don't
lattes
really have caffeine doesn't do anything for me because of in terms of energy levels.
It just makes me not be able to sleep.
Yeah, it hurts my tummy if I have too much of it. I'm a little baby, and that's really about it.
It
makes my anxiety come back, which I got rid of mostly.
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 I mean, it's always going to kind of hang out, but if you can mitigate it, that's always the best. My partner got me a sticker that says "tummy ache survivor" because of the
it's real.
The overlap of the hot girl IBS thing. It's real. The internet doesn't lie when it comes to that.
That. It's true. Yeah. We are all hot girls of IBS here. Yeah.
So I've got my tea. Now it's time for tea time.
Tea time with teas.
Tea time with teas.
Okay.
So
we're gonna do stuff now. We're gonna talk about things and stuff, and it's gonna be good and
wholesome.
Here we go. We're diving in.
Let's go.
Good and wholesome, and with good family values.
It depends on what you call family.
Well, I have my friend's family here with me.
That's true. Okay, I've got questions, concerns.
Great, let's go.
Less concerns, more questions. I just want to have another C word there.
Okay.
So, yeah, you have fun dealing with me. Maddie.
Yes.
Did your band's emo era occur before, with the eyeliner, occur before or after transition began? I have to know. Inquiring minds of an emo kid in high school needs to know.
I grew up in a place that was really, really small. So me fucking with that stuff I already was getting my ass kicked. It would have been bad on top of it. But I was very much it's funny because if you trace the pipe, I've known since I was 6 years old that something was up and I needed to deal with it. And as I progressed into my 20s, I just got more androgynous, and I was painting my nails when quote unquote boys weren't painting their nails, and I always had long hair. And I loved the 77 punk aesthetic, so I was just I'm gonna look like Dee Dee Ramone, or I'm gonna look like Debbie Harry or whatever, and just dress that
Harry.
Shit all the time.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so And then, you know, I also, even like after transitioning or whatever, like I consider myself fairly femme, but also I like the idea of playing in androgyny, and like I find makeup really hard. So it's like I got a couple looks, and one of them is like, you look like fucking Susie from Susie and the Banshees. And I'm like,
That's
yeah,
a
it's because
good
the
look, though.
eyeliner.
Come on, that's a good thing.
I know. I don't mind aping it, but like it's just because like trying to figure out eyeshadow and then just go all the way up to the eyebrow and be like, that looks cool, whatever. Like I don't care.
That was intentional for sure.
Yeah, it's on purpose. It's fine. But yeah, I was like, there used to be this. So I helped run a full band open mic in Halifax called Rockin' for Dollars, and the principle of this thing was it was a full band open mic. You played, and at the end of the night, you spun a wheel, and you could win up to $1,000. You could also have beer spit on you. Like it's like it was really like polarizing either way. And I did that every night for like 10 years, like every Monday night, and it was really rad. But during Pride Week, we always did a thing called Hissy Fit, where all the bands would dress in drag, and it was like such a fun excuse. And people were like, "Oh, you look so free," and like you're having so much fun, and I'm like, and then all of like the other like dykes were just like, you're a very pretty girl, and I'm like, oh, don't tell me things that
like,
I
oh,
really
no.
need to hear. Like, oh no, it's maybe yeah. Oh, I mean,
she'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah, there were a lot of people who were like, well, you know, I kind of figured it. I was like, I'm not asking you to figure it out. Just be happy for me that I figured it out, right? Like,
oh my God.
That's my least favorite part about like coming out to people. Is like, you know, I always had a feeling, and I'm like, bullshit. I didn't have a feeling until just now.
yeah,
like stop it.
Or why didn't you say something?
Yeah, you should have told me earlier.
Yeah.
I could have figured this shit out earlier.
Like,
yeah, why didn't you say something? Oh, because because anytime I brought up anything that wasn't about like going out and getting wasted, you were shut down emotionally, and I couldn't have a conversation with you. So.
Yeah.
How are you gonna do that? You know?
Yeah. And only other trans folks can use the prime directive as the excuse. So.
Absolutely.
There you go. So emo.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Sorry. So yeah,
okay.
I was.
I'm finding the threads and I'm pulling you back in.
No, it's great. I need the raining. So like, you know, my first exposure to that kind of stuff, if I think about it, like hard enough. So I graduated high school in 2004. So like, you know, AFI put out Sing the Sorrow, and My Chem had Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge, and Thursday had you know, War All the Time, and
yeah, that was like, such a good album. I forgot about that album. Yeah.
Oh, Thursday are one of those bands that I got to like late, because I was like,
yeah,
immediately with, you know, you would see an interview with like one of the more popular emo bands of the day, or like I saw it was in Alternative Press, and the drummer for AFI was like, Jawbreaker's Dear You is the best record of all time, and I was like, oh, I wonder what that is, and then I went back to it and, you know, discovered from there and was able to pick through things. And like, I always think I fall more on the side of like, I have so many feelings, I have to get them out. Like even a lot of the stuff I listen to, like now, even if it's not like exactly current, like I really like a band like Leatherface or Hot Water Music, and it's just like it feels like they're speaking to me a little bit, and I like the poetry aspects of it. And there's that great band, I believe they're based in California now, but like Worriers, if you've never heard Worriers, like their front woman Lauren, or not front woman, front person, I fucked that up. They used to be in this really rad punk band called The Measure SA, and then they started Worriers, and then Worriers is this like awesome bedroom pop thing now, but started off as a punk thing. Like, Lauren's cool. I'm usually embarrassed that I slipped up.
We won't tell them.
No, great. I'll
Okay.
just feel like an asshole.
It's okay. You know, hey, you caught it right away. and
I mean, that's
you
and
fixed it.
it happens to all of us, just like it happens to me and happens to everybody. You know, you got to be at least a little bit gentle and understanding with yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So other than music, what other kind of fun and interesting things do you enjoy doing? Getting into?
Getting out of.
I mean, getting out of. I mean, that's kind of like the all-consuming one. I mean, I like movies. I have a extensively silly knowledge of things like pro wrestling and The Simpsons and all of that kind of crap, and like comedy, and I watch a lot of like bad horror movies in my spare time, and
Yes.
Oh, heck yes.
like lately I've just been falling asleep to skateboarding videos. Like it's really just like me trying to be like capture an adolescence I never quite had. So now it's like I can wear cute dresses and eyeliner and also like, you know, want to be on a skateboard even though my bones are mostly dust and I can't really handle any more falls. But
relatable content again.
Yeah.
I know you're like, oh, I graduated from high school this year. I'm like, oh, okay, we are the same, you and I.
Yeah.
We both have bones that are dust. Yes.
Yeah. I fell on ice like a month ago and I'm still feeling it. I bruised my ribs and then was like trying to do shows and I'm like, I can't breathe. Like, why am I doing this? And so people would, you know, in the customer service environments would be like, oh, how are you doing? And my reaction would be, well, breathing is torture, so I'm holding it together by a thread. And you can really tell who the real one is depending on how they react to that statement.
Yup.
Oh my goodness.
All right,
what's the best reaction you've gotten to that though? I have to know now. Like, what is the desired reaction or the best reaction?
The best reaction that you can get is like the most comforting one is that sucks, I'm sorry. That's all I'm really looking for, is somebody to be like, that sucks. But like I had somebody who tried to fix it and I was like, there's no fixing this. Like I fell on ice and I have depression. Like what do you want?
Hi, I'm just here to pick up a coffee, but tell me about your problems.
Yeah. And
reverse
like
bartendering you, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I mean, I'm definitely like, there are people, you know, when other queer folks come into the cafe or the bar or whatever, like there's a level of understanding that goes along with like being two people who exist in the world that like maybe take a lot of shit, and there's just like an easy conversation that comes out of that and an understanding. Like I was the first trans person that was hired at the bar I work at, and like it's a relatively like well-known venue in Canada. The band Pup, their bass player wears pretty much the same shirt all the time, like the House of Targ shirt. So like it's, you know, it exists. And then they hired me and I knew the owners from back in the day and they were like, we trust you. If somebody's being shitty, you have like full autonomy to do whatever you need to do to like make yourself feel safe. And since doing that, now we do drag shows. There's other like queer folks who come in all the time. And it's like, not that I like single-handedly did it, but they gave me the space to show that that place was a safe place.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And like also
more of that.
It's a pinball bar, and like women pinball leagues are that's the gayest thing ever.
Yeah.
Sapphic pinball leagues. I love that.
Yeah.
Like derby, roller derby, and then pinball immediately after.
Oh, absolutely. That's the top of the pyramid.
Right. Yeah.
And then it's like rugby, and then probably something scarier underneath.
Well, I think
Fight club
skateboarding
underneath
too, probably.
that. Skateboarding, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You mentioned you did go do a little bit of touring. How far have you toured and gone around, and what was your favorite place to tour?
I played in every province except for the territories. Pretty much. Yeah. Crisis
I'm
Party
from
did not.
Yellowknife. You can't say that.
I would love to go there someday. Need to find a way to make it financially viable. But like, yeah, Crisis Party did a West Coast and a Maritimes tour a couple of years ago, and I realized we played more successive, like in different provinces than I had ever done. I've toured Europe. I've played in the States.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Favorite places to play. I mean, Victoria's really cool. Victoria's like Victoria, BC is like I had a really good time. We played at a theater there called Little Fernwoods and like recorded our set and made friends, and also it like this town gave me like Halifax vibes, but in the way like when I first moved to Halifax, it was a little more like relaxed. Everybody is high. It's like fine.
That sounds
Also like
so
I guess
much like the island.
yeah, and it's just like I'm, very much like a cannabis advocate. Like I'm here for that shit. And so like to go to a place where everybody is just openly doing it, I'm like, oh, it feels like I'm at home. Yeah, Victoria's cool. Brussels is really cool. We played on that European tour. I'm in a band called Weekend Dads, and we were on a comp that came out on Adeline Records, which was Billy Joe Armstrong's label. They did a comp called The Thing That Ate Larry Livermore, and we have a song on that. And that's kind of why we got to tour Europe and play in Baltimore and stuff. And the European tour was really cool. Like Brussels was rad. We played this punk house in Switzerland that like all of the like mid-tier kind of punk bands end up playing. So like Direct Hit has played there, Pup has played there, like that kind of stuff. And that's cool. Where else was fun? Everywhere I go, I kind of just try to make the best or have fun with it. Like playing in Baltimore in 2013 and getting a cab to the venue to go to the fest. And a block away from the venue is a really cool record store. I was like, oh, you can just let me in here. I'm going to go to the record store. And the cab driver was like, no offense, but you're too white for me to let you out here. And I was like, oh, I mean, I guess I appreciate that, but like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then, it was an intense neighborhood. That's like a thing that happens. The Wire is accurate. Like, we'll go with that.
Wow.
Oh my.
So like sometimes I just end up in situations where it's like, this is kind of unsafe. How did I end up here?
Yeah, oh, wow. I mean, in a way that almost reminds me of Winnipeg. Anyhow.
I mean, there's a reason why the two Canadian bands I dropped at the top of the show are both from Winnipeg. So like I get it.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to put this on the record because this question in chat I am going to totally go for. Who would win in a guitar riff-off? River or Maddie?
Why are we fighting? I thought we were. Why are we fighting?
I mean, I think one of the
friends.
We can totally be friends.
Let's be friends.
I'm a self-described musical hack. Like
I'm self-taught. I do have multiple guitars, but I'm self-taught, and there's this really big chunk. So like my first album came out in 2008, which was right as I was finishing college. I recorded it in between the end of high school and the end of college, and it's not, in my opinion, in terms of production quality, it's not good, but it is complex. I stopped playing any kind of music from then until 2022, and then I picked my guitar back up again. And so I wouldn't say that I'm good at guitar. I will say that I'm good at composing, and I can figure out what sounds good to my ear, but I'm definitely not I'm not singularly a guitarist, and I'm probably not going to be beating anyone with my guitar skills anytime soon.
The thing is I realized really early on, because like I've got chronic health stuff, and sometimes my hands don't work as well as I would like them to work.
Me too.
So
Arthritis.
I learned exactly, and I learned really early on that like maybe I'll never be a shredder, but like I'll learn how to play and sing at the same time. And then I discovered bands like Husker Du and the Replacements, and they use all like the cowboy chords and capos and shit.
Yeah.
And like I was like, oh, what if I just do that with that lens? And now when it's like do a solo, like I can, but most of the time it just ends up like the stuff that sounds exciting to my ears is mostly noise. Like doing like going where there's no frets and like playing like you're Greg Ginn from Black Flag and stuff. Like I find that way more interesting than like a like
right. Like I can figure out a catchy riff pretty easily, but I can't really do a complex skipping across multiple strings like solo kind of shit. And I can do a little bit of chordal tapping, but that's like it's really minimal, and I almost never do it. And I only am a recording artist. I don't play shows. So sorry, anxiety. Don't play shows.
That's fair. I mean, the chordal tapping, that American football shit is really hard to do. It's really hard to do.
That's true.
One of these times when we bring in recording artists, chat, I'm going to make a lovely little music time for both the artist and Riv to go at it and have one of these beautiful music moments. Don't worry, chat. I'm working on it.
Hey, Maddie and I are both here. It's already a beautiful music moment. Thank you very much.
There's so much back catalog to discover. Like pretty much the majority of things I've ever done, it's all online. Like and there's a lot of it. So like you can deep dive. Yeah, like for years I had a garage punk band called Fat Stupids, which is like a terrible name, but like it was also the early 2010s, so like okay. And we ended up putting out a CD on a label in Japan in like 2014, and it was like in Tower Records in Japan. So like everything has its merit somewhere, and I think the songs in that band got really good. It's just that was the band I learned how to write songs with. So they start off very rudimentary and they get a little more refined as the process goes. And then you're like, somebody was like, what's your favorite song you wrote? I was like, there's a song we did a reunion EP called the Reaction EP. And there's a song on it called Never Meant. And Never Meant is just about the X-Files. And I just really liked that song. And I was like, it's about the X-Files and this is the song.
You gotta do what you love. And sometimes it's writing songs about the X-Files.
Yeah.
So other than Riv, because Riv will be an auto answer, but other than Riv, is there any artist or band that you would love to work with to produce a song or music or anything with?
I would love to work with Matty Joe Canino, who was in the band Reviver and the band Latterman. They're based in Olympia now again, I believe, but like bounce between Long Island and Washington. They're just like a huge musical influence on me. And if we could ever we met a couple of years ago. They got like unceremoniously kind of outed by punk news back in the day. And it was really icky, and we ended up chatting about it at a festival in Montreal here called Pooza Fest when Reviver was playing. And it was like a nice chat, and I was like, oh, that was cool. Maddie's never going to remember me, whatever. And I'm like 2 days later, I'm sitting in an alley smoking. Iron Sheik is playing in a field, and Maddie walks by and just goes, hey, Maddie, how's it going? And I was like, you remembered. So I'd love to do something with Maddie. I was very fortunate. Like, I mean, getting to make music with Laura Jane Grace is like getting to play her songs. Like, that's wild. I mean, if that opportunity ever came up again, I'd be all over it. I'm like kind of duh, like of course. Who else? I mean, dreams like pie in the sky, like will never happen. Bob Mould or Jay Mascis, like Bob Mould is, he just put out a new record, but he was the songwriter in Husker Du for years, and Jay Mascis is in Dinosaur Jr. And I'm just like, if I could even just like share time around them, that would be really cool.
That's so cool. Well, thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I mean, the list is long and annoying. It's just like, I don't know, what kind of project would it be? How would it work? What would we need?
There are stipulations here we have to abide by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rigidity of it needs to maintain its, it needs to maintain its rigidity.
Yeah, I need to know the parameters so I can deep dive. Yeah.
Yeah.
How very nerd a version of us.
And then I can regurgitate my special interest and little facts along the way while I get to the final point of what I'm trying to get to. Yeah.
Speaking of special interests.
Yeah.
My hair keeps popping in and out of being blurred from my camera effects. It's distracting me because ADHD.
Bunny trail.
Yeah. Special interest outside of music. I think we tried to tease out of you earlier.
Yeah.
Outside of music, are there any other like special interests that you want to info dump while you are on this podcast?
Sure.
Because you have everyone's attention.
Great. Anybody who says they don't like pro wrestling hates dragon gymnastics. I'll say that.
That is the truth. You heard it here first, and I agree.
Yeah. I've been watching that shit since I was like 8 years old, and I don't think I'm wrong. Like, but like, it's got such a wild lore, and like, it's so problematic, but so just like, I need more of this. Like, it's like a telenovela or whatever. You just get like into it. So I mean, I can wildly info dump on that, but like, could potentially alienate a lot of people.
Well, I mean,
dump away.
I mean, well, first I want to hear. I've watched a few. I'm not really big into wrestling, but I have watched definitely a few shows that have talked about how dragon wrestling are very similar. Could you please explain to our listeners what you mean when you say this?
It's pageantry. They're absolutely serving so much cunt. Like, just like everybody has an attitude, and they're just like, everybody wants to be the prettiest girl at the party. And then on top of it, they're oily and touching each other. It's just like, it's a very queer thing. It's a very queer thing.
So, fun fact, one of the gals I work with in our sales team actually was a pro wrestler.
Oh, who was it?
I forget.
I know a lot about. I know a lot about the Canadian independent scene, so like it's possible.
Yeah, I don't remember what her stage name was. And I mean, I don't feel comfortable without her permission, of course, outing her name because, I don't need people hunting her down and stuff like that on a trans podcast, even though she is an amazing ally. And she's, ever since I came out at work, she's been amazing. But I mean, no, I worked with a pro wrestler, and unfortunately, she blew out her knee doing it, and so now she is going through all this surgery and stuff like that, and she's But no, I thought you would find that interesting.
It definitely is, and like it's funny because so in Ottawa, there's a really good independent wrestling scene, like kind of the cusp right before they get onto TV. And there's this so Ottawa is very close to Gatineau, Quebec. They like, you can just drive over a bridge and it's right there. And in Gatineau, every month there is this thing called mystery wrestling, and they don't announce the card. They don't announce what's happening. It's just like, but it embraces the like the comedy and the silliness and stuff. And one of my favorite wrestlers there is this wrestler, Cecil Nix. And his whole thing is he's just like a dude. He's like a nice dude, and he sells merch where he holds other wrestlers, like pictures of him holding other wrestlers like a baby. It's great. And the last time he wrestled for Mystery Wrestling, he and his tag partner, who were referred to as the Ass Blasters, which is hilarious, were wrestling. Yeah, it's and like his partner is like fairly twinky, so like it's pretty funny.
It all kind of makes sense. Okay, for sure.
They were wrestling two women, and they were like, the whole joke of the match was they didn't know how a tag team match worked. So he's spending time under the ring looking for a rule book, and then the ref is reading the rule book. And at one point, one of the women low blows him, and the ref's like, "Hey, that's in the rule book. You can't do that." And so he low blows her, and the ref's like, "There's nothing in the rule book about this," and she's like, "It still hurts." And it's just like shit like that. Like, there's a guy on Instagram whose whole bit is that he just throws stuff at a basketball net. His name's the Bobby Orlando. He just is like, this is what it looks like when you have this object and you use it as a basketball. It delivers every time. It's very wholesome. He ended up wrestling at that show, and my partner was like, "Oh my god, that's the guy that threw the microwave at the basketball net."
Threw a microwave?
Oh yeah, like a couch, a microwave. It got really meta for a second where he started using the old basketball net as a basketball for the new basketball net. Like, it's tell me you're neurodivergent without telling me you're neurodivergent.
Incredible. I need to hunt that down immediately.
Yeah,
and fall asleep
it's
watching
worth
that.
it. Yeah, it's wholesome as hell.
But he wrestles.
Yeah, he was just he carries around a stuffed goat, and he calls himself the goat, and the goat's his best friend, and he just like keeps it in the corner as an emotional support goat.
We all deserve an emotional support goat, I think.
Absolutely.
I want an emotional support goat now.
My neighbors behind me actually have goats, and I love them.
There. I actually had housekeeping come in and are like, "Do you want turn down service?"
You're like, "I'm on the show. It's really important." Millions of
right
now.
Yeah. Turn down my room right now.
Yeah, do it
right now. By the way, say hi to chat. And I'm also trying to find out what my friend's wrestling name was for you, just so that you can have it. I'm like literally stalking her Facebook so that I can try to provide.
That's wild. I mean, you said you're in Alberta, right? I mean, home of the Hart family. Like, that's a big deal in Canadian wrestling. Like,
entertainment from chat. The Trans Kitchen says, "Emotional support goat. It does the screaming when you can't. Get yours today."
It's just you trade off the screams. It has a recorder in it, and you scream into it, and it screams back at you.
I really want to do the yoga where the goats are around you and stuff like that.
I think I would hate that. Like, as much as I'm like into the idea, I think like I got a lot of allergies. I'd be like, this is the worst thing ever. These goats are yelling at me and my nose is stuffy. Yeah.
Why does it smell like Cheetos?
Yeah.
These animals.
Why do they keep headbutting me? What have I done?
Oh no.
Well, I mean,
trying to eat my clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be it. Or the other one that I want to try is the cat yoga, but that one I would be scared of because, you know, if a cat, like you're in the pose and the cat, you know, jumps on you and then lays down and falls asleep on you, you're in that pose for a long time.
You're stuck forever.
That's when it becomes a yin yoga class, and you just take it as a long, slow movement that you're not supposed to get out of.
I like that. For the yoga nerds out there.
I used to do a lot of yoga. I was a nerd about it also.
Another special interest, hyperfixation.
Yeah. There's a bunch of them. I'm trying to just like, when I was a kid, it was very like, oh, you're weird and you know all of these things and it's so strange. And now I'm just like, no, it's like cool trivia. Like, I'm really good at trivia because I know all of this shit.
I got knowledge. Bitches.
Yeah.
What you doing, Samara?
I told you I'm trying to find this person's
Oh, okay.
wrestling.
You're still
deep socking.
I am
You're
invested.
sleuthing.
I'm hyper focused.
You're-
Welcome to my
yeah.
ADHD. You asked me a question, and now I'm like,
I gotta get it for our guest. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't ask me a question about something that I might have the answer for because guess where all my attention is now focused.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I will. All right. You do your thing. I got this.
Riv's
I'm a
got
great
this.
co-host. Yep.
This is why there's two of us, Riv. This is why there's two of us.
I know. I was really worried because you originally weren't going to be on the show today, and I'm really happy that you called in on mobile, so I could bounce off of you.
Yeah, you need someone to yes and.
It's true.
Oh, Riv and I love bouncing off each other. It's great.
Yep. Maddie, this question, I feel like a trivia show host. This question is in regards to your transition. What was the most rewarding part of your transition, and what was the scariest part?
Most rewarding part is like the little affirmations, like like the days where I can stand to look at myself in the mirror, or I do feel affirmed in what I'm wearing, or I do feel like okay with this like fucking broken meat sack that I live in. Like it's like the little things are like, you learn to pick up signs and appreciate the little things, and it's great. And then for like, I don't know, it's hard because like I'm not like a well person. Chronic health stuff. I got really I had like a big health thing in the fall, and it kind of like set me back, and on top of a depressive episode smothered in with it, it was just like a lot. And it's wild to me to think that like I'm so much better than I was, and I still feel this way all the time. I'm like, that kind of is hard, because it's like, oh, I've never had a doubt in the way of like, should I do this? But that nagging voice in the back of your head is like, oh, wouldn't it be easier if it didn't? And it's like, oh, it wouldn't actually be easier because I would be dead. Like it's only easier because I wouldn't be around to do the thing. But like, do I still actively deal with like, trigger warning, like suicidal ideation? Like absolutely all the time. Like it's like a shitty friend that won't leave your couch. It's just kind of
it's a great way to describe
all the time.
You're like, what the fuck, Daryl? Like, get off my couch.
Yeah, like you've been here for 30 years. Like, go. You still don't have a job.
You've got free Mountain Dew.
Yeah, exactly. Baja blast your way out of this situation.
Yes. Baja blast my ass.
Hey, okay.
Sorry. But yeah, like, and it's cool. It's every so often like a new thing comes up that gets really exciting. Like my girlfriend's taking me to a queer prom, and I'm just like, wait, I get to go to like queer prom? Like, okay. Like, yeah, I want to do that stuff. I want to feel pretty and not just feel like the intimidating like 5'11" punk lady all the time.
Yeah. As much as it is fun to do that, I'm sure.
I mean, there's a reason why this aesthetic fits, but like, sometimes you want to mix it up a little bit.
Sometimes you want to be a pretty princess, and that's fine.
Exactly.
Any luck, Samara, on your hunt?
No. Like, here's the frustrating part is like she has pictures of her fighting and stuff like that, but it's like, it doesn't actually talk about who she was fighting. But you might know this because she was in the NWA World Women's Championship match against Lalani Kai.
Oh, Lalani Kai's like, yeah, that's a big deal match. And NWA, like, okay, so what's weird about NWA now is that company's owned by Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins.
What?
Like, yeah, I swear to God.
Amazing.
It's just like, he's like, I want to start a wrestling company, and then in the 80s, the NWA was like 70s and 80s. The NWA was like a very, very prestigious title, and it eventually got folded into a company called WCW. And WCW was one of the big companies in the 90s, and then it went out of business in the early 2000s. So the NWA name kind of stayed alive in independence, and then Billy Corgan bought it, and now they have a TV deal. It's really fucking weird.
Well, there you go, keyboard warriors. Go look up the NWA World Championship match against Lalani Kai. And this was in 2003. There you go.
Yep, that would. Oh, like that. Oh, like classics, like NWA 1. So that's before Billy Corgan owned the company, but that would have been the era of like.
We're going pre-Corgan, people. Pre-Corgan.
Yeah.
If you want to go find out the person that I worked with, there's the pebbles. Good luck. Have fun. Bye.
Don't mosh the Corgan.
Okay, there we go. Hyper focus done.
Great.
Congratulations. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to put another thing on here from the Trans Kitchen because she is active in chat. In my opinion,
Love active
WCW,
chatter.
in my opinion, WCW Nitro was the better show. Thoughts?
Would agree to an extent. The cruiserweights and the mid card that like floated that whole thing. WWF was more flashy. They didn't have the wrestling quality, but like if I'm being totally honest, I was an ECW kid. There was the third company out of the three, and that was my shit.
I don't know what any of that meant, but it was really cute, and I'm glad you talked about it.
Yeah.
So do you just enjoy like watching and learning about the wrestling, or have you actually participated in it?
I think I would do really well at like commentary or something. I'm a total like I'm kind of a baby when it comes to getting hurt. So like I don't really like I was like, oh, I should do wrestling training. Like I thought of this in my mid-20s, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. And then like as I get older, time is like, successively like passing me by, and it's like, what if I could just like crack jokes on commentary and like start ridiculous chants? Like we went to there's an independent wrestling company in Ottawa called C4, and my girlfriend and I went on Friday to one of their events, and it was just like one of the matches was like so instead of tables they'll use doors because buying the folding tables are more expensive and they have metal and people can get hurt. So they use like doors that are just like not reinforced. And at one point somebody was just like pulling doors out from under the table, and I'm just like, where are you getting all of these doors from? Like just like dumb shit like that. And it's like that would be really funny to me, but yeah. I don't know. It's a trip. I like watching it because like the athleticism is cool, and like watching them do all the flips and stuff. Like I love that. The storytelling, it's not very good sometimes, but sometimes it's like very captivating and very interesting. And also, it's something that like I feels like I'm reclaiming a little bit because it's not really considered a thing that women like.
Yeah.
Or wasn't for a long period of time.
Yeah, not for a while, but I feel like it is having like a big resurgence now of like, yeah.
It definitely has, but like it also feels like you got to keep it going, right? Like
Yeah.
When I came out as trans, I didn't go to a live I was going to like live wrestling, whether it was independent or WWE or whatever, pretty regularly since I was like pretty young, and I didn't go for like 6 years or 7 years or something because I was like, what kind of dumb shit am I gonna have to deal with? And now everybody's like on board and cool, so they're like, any bigotry, you're fucking out. Like,
good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad it's getting better.
Heck
Yeah. I mean, for now.
For now.
And yeah, the athleticism is so real because like my coworker, she does CrossFit like 6 times a week and
Yeah.
she like keeps up with it, and it's just like, holy freaking crap, you are insane.
When I was like actually fit and very active, I did one CrossFit class and I was like, y'all are fucked. This is insane. You're making me jump on top of a box repeatedly and it hurts my knees and I'm winded. Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
I did CrossFit for a month, and after that, like, well, first of all, life all of a sudden, life. But of course. But in that month, I went, I think, 2 times a week, and even at that, like, I don't know how you could do more because after that 2 days a week, I was just like, everything hurts. Not just like, it wasn't like a leg day and my legs are hurting. It was like everything. Muscles I didn't know existed hurt.
Very high impact. Ugh.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Hey, we've got 8 minutes left of the show.
Great.
If you're listeners, watchers, if you're listening or watching this in real time, Maddie's album comes out on Tuesday. Maddie, where can our folks grab your album?
Probably the best place is Bandcamp, maddiegrace.bandcamp.com or dirtcultrecords.bandcamp.com. There'll be vinyl later this year, hopefully, and it's going to be on all streaming stuff. So yeah, it's a real thing. It's actually happening.
I'm so excited. Oh, and listeners. Oh, really quick. And listeners, if you are listening to this as a podcast after the fact, what are you waiting for? It's already released. Go and buy it. Like, come on.
Yes.
Come on. It's good punk shit. Go get it. Go get it. All right, I'm done.
And then, other than your music, where can people find you other than the fact that I just posted in chat?
Pretty much, like, I'm pretty active on Instagram, or at least that's like the most easily reachable place to find me. It's at Maddie Disgrace. I'm on Blue Sky, but the algorithm's weird and trying to get people to like
it's funky.
lurch into it. It's not great. And I try to be like pretty open and accessible, and like if folks ever wanna, like hit me up or say nice things or tell me I suck or whatever, like I'm open to all of that shit.
Don't
like
tell her she sucks.
Come at me.
No.
This is perfect segue into, have you joined the Discord yet? Come join us on the Discord, everybody. We are on the Transpotting Discord, and we are active. We are fun. We have good times. We do chatter days.
Yes.
River spams everybody.
Okay. As the person who distributes, as the girl who distributes all the podcast shit, I kind of have to spam everyone when I release it. So I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry, because that's how you learn a new podcast comes out, unless you are actively following. And I don't trust everyone to actively be following it. So I'm announcing it. Anyway, Discord's great, is the point I'm making here. There's a link to there's a Discord join link attached to every one of our podcast episodes in the description. There's also a link on I believe on our Twitch, and if there's not, we'll make sure that it gets added there soon. And you should join. It's public server. You don't have to have a invite code. You can click the link, join, do the thing, hang out with us. It's great. It's great stuff. You'll love it, I promise. And if you don't, it's free. So, there you go.
You have nothing. You literally have nothing to lose.
Nothing
And
to
if
lose.
Maddie comes and joins us on Discord, you can ask her all the questions that you have as well.
Yeah.
I make no promises. At the times I've tried to use Discord, I find it incredibly overwhelming.
It is very overwhelming.
Fair.
I will tell you, Maddie, we actually created a separate channel called A Quiet Place, because for folks who are very neurodivergent like myself, sometimes the general chat gets really chaotic and really busy.
Yeah.
So I created A Quiet Place, and you can make different forum channels in there. Topics within there, and it's got slow mode enabled, so it can't be too chaotic. And you can pick a topic. You can talk about general stuff if you want, but we try to make sure it's accommodating for others. As much as we can, because it can definitely be overwhelming, and I understand that as an autistic person. So we do our best.
Neurodivergent.
Yes, I'll strong arm you into joining. Just come on, get into the Discord.
Yeah, you're like, I got a quiet place, and you don't even have to be quiet. There's no monsters here, and then
exactly. You can still breathe loudly.
We still have a few moments. Anything else you want to tell us? Plug, shout out. The last few minutes are all yours, Maddie. I'm shutting up now.
Oh God.
No pressure.
Thank you. Whatever. Everything is pressure.
Yeah, right. Life is pressure.
It's just you're like, oh, okay. It's cool to have a solo full length done. I do a lot of smaller things in EPs and stuff, and I hope that people like it and it resonates with somebody and they enjoy it. My other bands have other releases coming out this year. Crisis Party's going to have a full length called Modern Survival. Zeal has a vinyl release party for our full length that we did last year, and have a new release on. We're going to do a 4-way split with some bands. And the Hemingways have an EP coming out in the fall called The National Yawn, and I'm very excited to play those songs. It got mixed by Justin Yates. He lives in Chicago. He's done stuff with the Lawrence Arms and those bands, and so it's kind of that stuff. Thank you for having me. Thank you both. This has been really lovely.
Thanks for being here.
It's a nice way to decompress after work, even though the laptop exploded and I've just been holding my phone as still as possible for the last half hour.
Just don't shake. Just don't shake. Yeah. Don't get nervous. Don't shake. Yeah, that's fine.
Well, the irony is I have naturally very shaky hands, so I'm actually impressed at this. No, it's okay. It's resting against the blanket.
You're doing great.
Totally fine. Yeah, I'm impressed as well.
You're absolutely a pleasure to have here. We are so happy that you actually came and joined us, as we appreciate highlighting all trans creators. It's always amazing to have you.
Hell yeah. Yeah, thanks for having me, y'all.
And thanks for your plan B of switching to the phone.
Shortly
after the laptop exploded.
Yeah, thinking on my feet.
Thinking on your feet.
Absolutely. Riv, I don't know if you have the power to, but we should try to raid somebody. Let me see if I can find some.
I don't know how to do that, because I'm a baby when it comes to streaming.
All right, well, today we're not going to be raiding anybody because, unfortunately, I am not at home and I can't do that.
She's the stream master. I don't know anything about it, really. I just kind of come here and, be funny, maybe a little bit cute. Who knows?
You are gorgeous and you are hilarious, and I love you to pieces.
Thank you for taking the bait of my fishing. I appreciate that.
Clip that. Clip that.
The one that I've said recently is, I'm terrible at sports, but I'm excellent at fishing for compliments.
Hey, I like that. I'm gonna steal that. One.
Yeah, nice. It's all yours. Yeah,
I appreciate that. Well, it's the end of the show. I'm gonna play our outro.